Right, hello. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing today? Happy weekend. Hope you're all having a good one. This is a bit of a last-minute decision. I stayed up way too late last night playing a game with some mates. Labyrinthine or something like that. Bit of like a co-op horror game. Puzzle game kind of thing. And I stayed up way too late and I thought I'll set my alarm. And if I feel like getting up, I'll get up and do a stream. And if I'm entirely exhausted, I won't. And well, here we are. We're back on No Creek Farms, and it's windy. You can hear that wind. Quite cool how you hear the wind in game. But we're going to carry on. We've got all the straw to bales, so we're going to do that. We've got the baler obviously on DS690, just out of Mod Hub. Got a front loader set up on the 40 series or 40, and then we've got a step deck trailer. This is the 53-foot trailer by Mac Trucker. Which I haven't used before. It does have auto load on it, but we might do a bit of manual loading to start with. We see how we're going. So we'll just jump straight in, back into it. I can probably use horseplay for the other field. This one I didn't save the combine horseplay course, so we might bale this one ourselves. Set the horseplay going in the other field, do some bale loading, and we'll look at doing some mowing. See how we go. I want to get some grass mowed in that field over there. That's the plan anyhow. Hey, Pro Farmer, how you doing? Good to see you, Jayhawk. Nice to see you as well. And Caleb, how you doing? What field of view do I use? Just the default field of view most of the time. I'm doing a montage or something for a view. I'll change it to 40. I kind of have this set here, and it'll be 40. Occasionally 30. Occasionally something wider, but default, there you go, default's 84.4, so that's just what I use the majority of the time. Good, thanks DK, good. Chinook seems to think he's got to the bottom of the issue with the server, and something about the shader cache getting overloaded, and that causes the map to basically do what it does, server do a reset, so and it's to do with an overload of users, seems to cause it, so explains why it always does it after I've been streaming when we've had 4 or 5 players on. So we'll have to have a look into that. Hey Billy, how you doing? Welcome in, first time here. Oh, pleasure having you here, Billy. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Dang users, yeah I know, right? Don't you hate it when the people who are actually meant to be doing something are the ones who break it? Got a cool little baler. Actually, I haven't used this one. I thought it looked older than it does. It's not too bad, is it? It's not the newest, most fandangled piece of equipment, but it's still a pretty good baler. And pair it with a 7R and it looks pretty good. Probably a little bit too much power in the tractor for the baler, but I want to do some mowing, and I didn't want to put a front loader on this. I'd rather have the front loader on the 4440. So that's what we've got. That's what we've got. Good morning, Waylon. How are you? Welcome along. No such thing as too much power. Fair point. How about excessive power? I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of this, to be perfectly honest, but find a use for it. So last time we were on No Creek Farms, we ended up buying a square baler. Did start off mainly having a round baler for them. Early times, so lots of stacking with the old Maline. Maline is our sort of yard tractor with the front loader. A bit of a step up here for us. Oh, I had to come back and harvest again. Hey Velo, how you doing? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I don't need to get a chance, and while I remember now, good luck for next week. Anyone doesn't know, Velo is part of our team esports and Farming Simulator League FSL team and Logging League team. I'm being incredibly patient with FSG and I as we try and sort out some finals for say Rocket League. Certainly not Rocket League, Logging League. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. David, how you doing? Good afternoon from Wisconsin. Nice to see you. On some maps you need all that extra powder gap. That's a very good point, Jayhawk. Very good point. Good. It's probably not going to take too long actually, this field. Want to be doing ourselves. Straw Hat Factory is a good way to print money. Hey Peter, is that actually a mod? The Straw Hat Factory? I have not seen that if it is. I like the idea though. Caffeine. Good way to start the morning. I was meant to be heading off to a football tournament today, but it's been postponed because it's too wet ground conditions, so we're having training instead. Well, I did hear it raining in the night, so whether we still have training or not could be another story, right? Who parked that tractor there? It's on Mod Hub. Ah, crazy. I have not honestly seen that. Let's take a look. Morning, Ant. How you done? Straw today, Ant, not hay. Boom, boom, ch. It's on Mod Hub. Straw Hat Factory. Intrigued. Straw processing is the name. Ah, and it makes straw hats. Straw processing. Search that and see if it... Worst search function in the world. Mod Hub on your phone. Or on any device, to be perfectly honest. You type something like straw processing in and it'll give you everything that says straw processing. "13 pages. Goodness. I'll find that another time. This map's got that cool stubble destruction on it that that a lot of maps are having now, which is pretty cool. We heard it on Aussie farms as well. Do like it. Cookie factory. Honestly, haven't got much into the productions. We were thinking, FSG and I were sort of thinking maybe that's something we do a little bit on Aussie farms. A little bit of production work. I'll look again later. Find it later. Hey Strody, how are you? Good evening, welcome along. My avatar will have to wear one if you put it in. True, David. Very true. Wonder if you could skin, you know, with the wardrobe mod. I don't know if you can change the other hat. Those little cowboy hats. I wonder if you could skin one to look more like a straw hat. That's one of Omatana's mods. Ah, good to know. Thank you, Paul. That'll make it easier to search. This is pretty cool. I'm with this Thrustmaster controller, just using my thumb with the steering wheel. Pretty cool. Being able to hold the steering wheel on a nice angle. Works very nicely. Gosh, I didn't realise how many mods Omatana's made. Made a lot. To page number 2. I wonder if it's in. Is it in the farm production pack? Maybe. Yes. Maybe. Let's have a look. Where's that? Farm production pack. Alright. There's a production pack on the first page as well. Supplies production. We've got the bale counter on this. We do 18 so far. That's right. Not too bad, not too bad. Production. It's in the farm factory. Ah, goodness knows. Find it when I have time. We'll be able to concentrate. It's better in game. Okay. Good to know. Hey, Arsenal, how you doing? Nice to see you. You're having a lovely weekend. You just typed in straw. Ah. Yeah, we'll find it. Find it another time. Billy Miller, how are you? Can't wait for the next video from you and FSG. They are awesome. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. It was good to get back into recording those. We'll be doing that tonight my time, which will be Sunday morning FSG's time, so we'll be recording our next episode. Still looking for suggestions on what we should be doing as a goal, a challenge, an objective, rather than just farming. So any suggestions are welcome. You would not be opposed to a straw hat, Jayhawk. Hey David, how you doing? Peter, it is quite an old mod. Okay. Maybe on last page. Fair enough, fair enough. Hey Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome along. Yeah, we're doing good, thank you. You know you have the right one when you see a straw hat on the front of the building in the screenshots. Okay. Thank you, Jayhawk. Alright. That's it. It's not going to take us long to get this field done. Just have to wait and see what we end up with. Lovely detailed track to this. It's to drive in a cab sometimes. This would be a good time to have that work camera mod installed, wouldn't it? Being able to drive here and have a camera on the pickup or something. Still another mod I haven't played with. Too many of them. Wish we only had one auto load mod. Why is that, Jayhawk? Can be a little bit confusing which one to use. I find Loki's auto load script's probably one of the best, just because of its versatility. Of course, it's limited to what trailers it works on. Then I suppose auto load's limited to which trailers it works on too. 100k of clothes as targets for me in FSG. That was something someone had suggested. Clothing would be quite a cool one. Definitely with the cotton. Being into the textiles industry. We've got being Australia. We've got some sheep. The only downside to doing something like sheep, and I was thinking about this, there's actually a couple of really cool large sheep pastures, and there is a sheep pasture on the map. The only thing with sheep is we don't have any equipment for making hay or anything. But then I did think maybe we could just simulate buying that from another farm and just buying some food supplies for them. Don't know. Right, swing around. One last piece through here. That'll have us done. And I am using a new controller. Lucas. Am indeed. In fact, if I had things properly set up, let's see if this is going to work. Okay, here it is. Very, very cool. A few little things I've noticed that I'm lacking. And I know Old Cranky got one, and he was suggesting using the buttons on the back as the D-pad and keeping the left stick, because things like refill, when you wanted to load a truck or something, or you go under something and you need to select the trigger to fill, uses the R button basically. There's the R button. Use the center of the so the same center press that does. So when you press down on a D stick or a joystick, oops, there is some still there. Get up. Yeah, when you press down on that was what refills something. So I've been having to use the keyboard button. I haven't mapped that any other way, but yeah, in general it looks really cool. Trying to have a lovely weekend, but the wife keeps adding honeydews, making it hard to build out my 50-year-old farm services company. Yeah, we had kids football yesterday, and then had to mow lawns and do that sort of thing. Not too much honeydews yesterday. What are we suggesting for a use for all the straw that we're making here, Lucas? Hey Nathan, how you doing? Like your video and my farm. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hello Buck, how you doing? Good to see you. I'll pass, thank you. I thought we determined yesterday I was lactose intolerant. Have my coffee black. Production's become really easy is the only issue with them. True. We'll just do cotton. Yeah, we could. Could just do the cotton. It's just coming up with something. Like, there's a lot of people said, why don't you inherit the farm with some debt and have to pay off the debt? But it's kind of exactly what we did with Anna. So there was some suggestions about farming the whole map. I don't know. We'll come up with something. Straw Hat mod is by NYKK3 called Straw Processing. You can make baskets too and has a cell phone. Ah, okay. Cool. Powers of the community search engine. Much better than the Giants one. Much better than the Giants one. So, NYKK3, you reckon? YKK3. Ah, there we go, straw processing. Boom. That's bags or straw crates. Very cool. Don't cheap take grass as base. Yes, I think you might be right, Jayhawk. You might be right. Yes, we could just buy in some feed supplies. That'd be an easy way to do it. Whatever it is, grass, hay. As I haven't been in the last two lives, what's happened on the series so far? So this is a carryover from FS19 Lucas. So I played this map quite a long time in FS19. I think I had 69 episodes on it. This is kind of a carry-on from that. I tried to, as close as I could, match the equipment we had in that series. And it's kind of a, we're back here on the farm after a few years. It's a little bit of a refresh. I just really liked this map and wanted to play on it again after having spent so much time on it. To see it in 22, it's kind of just one of those maps for me. So yeah, we're just playing on it. I don't know how long we might do this for, and then we'll see where things end up. We've only, what have we done so far? Harvested a couple of fields, and now we're onto this. I'm going to try and get some mowing done. We've got one bit of grass. Oh, actually a few grass fields, haven't we? We've got this grass field, and then we've got these bits of grass down here as well, which we can go and mow. So we own basically this big chunk through the middle. These couple of blocks of fields over there. It's a bit of a nostalgia trip, and that as well. Hey Kegs, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Love the new logo, mate. Very cool. Keep them and get cows. So I do have some cows. I had cows in the original series, so I do have some over in the barn, but that's why we need to do some hay in that and actually get some feed made for them. They're hungry girls at the moment, they're just relying on the pasture. But we've got some corn, that field of corn that you can just see over there. That's going to be chopped for silage, so we're going to make some silage out of that too. Which will probably might be what we do next week, actually. Just thinking about it. I use the silage bagger we had and we've used in Chilliwack and do that. Some external contracts, like you need 1 million litres of wheat by year X, so much production output by year Y. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that, Strody. It's similar to what I did in Medicine Creek, where we had like a target. I might have a look at that one. Need to produce X amount of product over, have a contract, like a 3-year contract or something with a local grain supplier. And we can only sell to them, not to any of the other sell points. Uncle Daff, hey all, hope you're doing good. Nice to see you, Uncle Daff. Nice to see you, welcome along. A bright orange box popped up. Doug Barber, thank you very much for that 19.99 super chat. Love your videos, man. You do a great job with all your content. Thank you very much, Doug. I really appreciate that. Very generous of you. As the next farming sim comes out. Indeed, indeed. Norwegian Farmer, how you doing? Good morning. Welcome along. Nice to have your company. Daniel Lotson, nice to see you as well. Hello, hello, hello. Have I got a straw blower? I've got, well, I haven't got it yet, but we were using basically the Vermeer bale shredder. We were using that in our last playthrough. That was a mod someone else had made. So now we've got the one that comes with the Vermeer pack. We could jump in and use that. So wish you had more time to do more mapping. Tell me about it, Kigs. Tell me about it. I wish I had more time to do everything. Really like to make a... What's PEI potato map? What's a PEI? Please excuse my ignorance. There you go. Thanks again, Doug. Appreciate that generosity. Yeah, gentlemen. You could let the Discords decide what they need. Obviously depends on the map size for the totals, but would give reason for expansion when needed. Yeah, for sure. It would also dictate what crop you put in what fields too. As in, if we want to put you know, if we needed a certain amount of wheat and a certain amount of cotton, you'd set a rule up where you have to rotate crops, even without the crop rotation mod. Even though I know there is one. Dump those 2 bales out there, pulling them out. And then we'll carefully navigate our way through the ditch and into the field next door. We might be able to stick through into the trees without even going in the ditch. Can. Right, now, all going to plan. Turn this on. See how this goes. I'm going to try and set up some courseplay here. So if we go in here and load a course, this is the combine course on field 4 we used last time. So if we go from nearest waypoint, hold the tractor in. Funny thing. Happy days. And let them carry on. We'll go and load some bales. Oh, there's a fence there. Would have hurt. Barbed wire fence. Run up. Get over it. Yeah, so if you set a rule that said no to rotate crops, then you're going to limit your field sizes at some stage. Interesting. Right, let's get the truck in the field. I'll do a little bit of bale loading. Now I haven't used this trailer before, but what I was planning on doing was using the auto load. Assuming it's going to be those. Let's see. Normally, that, or that. There we go. Alright, so we're going to use auto load, but not auto load them all. We're going to park it up in the middle, use the tractor, at least for the first bit, but use the auto load to grab them off the bale forks. Just leave that there for now. Grab the tractor and have a go with that. Pele Emil Larson, welcome along. Nice to see you. Hey Bovine, how are you, buddy? Good morning. Morning to Floyd too, if he is up yet. You having a nice weekend, mate? Won't have to pay for fertilizer. That's true, I wouldn't. Am I playing with seasonal growth? Yes, Lucas. I always. That's one thing I've played with every time. I don't think I haven't played with that. Right. So my question here is, how many bales can we pick up in one go? I'm smart. Do them. Practice my bale stacking skills. I'll pick up skills for bale stacking challenge, which we hopefully will be doing with Jeep Auto in a couple of weeks. There we go. I thought they might have been too heavy. 18,000 litres of straw. Thought it might have been a bit too much for the tractor, but not too bad. Right, if I dump these on here, are they going to get picked up and stacked properly or not? Yes, they are. Perfect. Very different. Red dirt would be different and fun. So I know that I know the red dirt farming crew, oops, had been working on Red Dirt County for 22, but I don't know what's happened to it. The map we played a lot in 19 as well. In fact, that was my first live stream series, was on Red Dirt County. But I'm not sure what happened there. But PEI is Prince Edward Island. It's on the east coast of Canada. Right, good to know. Keeks. Hey, Simulation Farms, how you doing? Good to see you. Now, did I see, correct me if I'm wrong, Simulation Farms, did I see you've got a map coming out? You've been working on a map, am I correct, or was that someone else with a similar name to yours? Plant cover crop. Using, because of seasonal growth, that's true, I could. I don't think, have I got precision farming on here? I don't, do I? No. One thing I don't have yet, any precision farming. Get a free application of fertilizer and you only have to put one app on. Be cheaper. Would be, well. Ah, too fast around the corner. Yeah. Bale flinging challenge now. This is the one thing, if you use an auto-load trailer like this, you don't actually have to be quite as accurate. Chink, chink. Hey Blogstar, how you doing? See you, been a while. You good? Hope you're good. Hells don't want to go. No, leave us in the field. Leave us alone. Bales, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have existed 10 minutes ago. It would have just been a stack of straw. Then he would have just got ploughed into the ground. Not a care in the world. You released a map editor Midwest Horizon, you're re-releasing your Coles County map. Yes. Okay, that is what I saw then. Thought it was you. Well, congratulations on that. Good work. The new multiplayer series with FSG, have you got animals on that? Not yet, and we weren't planning on it. But maybe we could. We haven't actually done a good proper animals playthrough with FSG. Problem with it was, which one was it? Oh, so when we did do like West Texas with the animals, it became it, because we're only on for like 2 hours to record an episode, feeding the animals became a real chore. Often one of us would have to get on earlier and just do the feeding just to keep them alive. Which, when you've only got limited time to be able to play and do it, it did become a little bit difficult. Chilliwack's become like that for me. The amount of time I spend just feeding animals off screen is ridiculous. I don't know if I'd want to do it more than once. Right, let's go and grab the truck, and then we'll go and have a look on the baler and see how the baler's doing. Well, they're carrying on going. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 bales on there. This trailer's huge, 53 foot. Find somewhere to park in here. I'm going to get all of the bales out of this field easy. Thought it was going to take hours to do this. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good blog style. I was saying earlier at the start of the stream, I didn't know if I was going to stream tonight. I was up incredibly late, or early this morning to be honest, playing a game called Labyrinth, which is like a co-op horror game kind of thing. It's like a puzzle maze, but it has like zombies and stuff in it. And I was playing that with some mates until the early hours, so I thought I'll set my alarm. If I wake up and feel like getting up, we'll get up and do a stream. So alarm went off, kind of kicked me out of bed real quick before I realised what was going on, and here we are. I'll pay for it later, I can guarantee you that. It'll be a Sunday afternoon nap for me. B8's on. B8's racing in Australia this weekend, so sit down on the couch with a cold tin of beer and we'll maybe have a snooze. Hey, no worries, Simulation Farms. Morning to Veed, how you doing? You're up nice and early this morning. That like button, people. Thank you, Bo. Appreciate the reminder. Sure, I don't need to remind you fine people, but if you're enjoying things, always appreciate the thumbs up. You do have a Discord where I put all the updates for them. I saw your I saw it. I saw you've got your itch page too, don't you? Where it all is. As much as I honestly, Simulation Farms, I am in so many Discords I can't keep up with the ones I'm in. Like ones I probably haven't looked at for forever. About 5 that I frequent, but so hard to keep up with them all. I find Facebook's more useful for things like that because I can follow multiple pages and you just scroll through and you get the important stuff more so than the white noise that blocks up 90% of Discords. You have a 53-foot trailer in real life. It's a quad axle and the rear axle steers. Yeah. Handy, handy. Ooh, missed it. I'm quite enjoying actually the steering wheel for bale stacking is really good. I'm gonna have to have a go on the arena mode and see how much of a difference it makes. I always used to find doing the bale stacking challenge is that I'd have to be really aggressive on the steering with the sticks. This is actually quite nice. I need to sit down and spend some time doing the doing another video, sort of looking at the key mapping and keybind options and figuring out what's best for me. Got some suggestions for people. If that is max 53-foot trailer, I think it holds 42, but I don't remember offhand. Alright, well, we'll find out soon. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. What did I say? 2, 8. So 12 on a layer, plus whatever goes up on the neck of the trailer. We go 3, 12, 13, so 14, counting the neck. So if it goes 3 higher, that'd be 42, wouldn't it? 14 times 3, 42. My quick math. Oh, there's deer in this field. Did I just see it? Sure, I just saw a deer running around there. Otherwise I'm seeing things. What mod do you use to damage the stubble? So this is built into the map. So the map maker uses the stubble. It's really cool. So when it's in a harvested state, it sort of has that longer stubble length. We had it on it's on Hannah, Indiana. We have it on Aussie Farms. It's obviously on this map. So I think you can download the textures and things like that and do it yourself. But it's pretty cool. I like it. It was very cool when we were liming fields the other day with FSG and you could see where we'd been. Where the lime obviously was. Excuse me. You do have a Facebook page as well. Update things. Ready for next harvest. You could get the straw mod that gives you an application of fertilizer. I forgot what it's called. Yes. I can't remember what it's called now either. Yeah, you chop. Is it chop straw? Maybe chop straw, I think it's called. Oh, you have an itch page also. Yes, that's what I found. That's what I found and read. I have found that. It's now bookmarked. I've got a bookmark which just has itch modding pages in it. A number of times I think, oh, I've seen something, and I trawl through all my bookmarks and go, there it is. Now I remember who made that. We are going to almost have the perfect number of bales to fill that trailer. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. We're not quite going to get them all on, are we? When is the Cattle Farmer series going to finish? 7. Are we actually going to be perfect? 2, 4, 6. We're actually going to be perfect. Believe it. 42 bales in the field. Not sure yet, Lucas. Not sure yet. Maybe once we've gone another season. I think maybe one more season we might finish off the current season. We're only just sort of planting crops and doing our first cut of silage and things like that, so if we get through one more harvest, and that might be perfect time to say goodbye. So I feel like with the cows at the state they are, making $80,000 a calendar day, in-game day, it's, I wouldn't say it's getting easy because there's a lot of effort's gone into feeding those cows and we've actually run out of everything. Got no silage, no hay, a little bit of maize, silage still, and a decent amount of straw, but I feel like it's getting into kind of routine, even with the new fields we've got. So we'll see. We'll see. Might do a needed Bastion corners if MRG says okay. Nice idea. Pretty cool. I'm sure he will. He's always said once a map's out, it's fair game, so. Leave a like, there's more people watching than likes. I mean, we've got 41 concurrent viewers. Don't know what it shows on your side, but thank you for the reminder. But forget to drop that thumbs up if you haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. Vlogstar, am I going to continue my roleplay series? Yes, that is probably the most frequent question I've had in the last couple of weeks, and obviously do appreciate everyone who has enjoyed that series. Yes, I've got the next 2 episodes planned out. I'm only, to be honest, it's only really been in the last week or 10 days that I've really, not even 10 days, probably the last week, that I've really started to enjoy Farm Sim again. I had a bit of a funk there where it was becoming a bit of a chore, but getting back into the routine of things a little bit more since we, which is good. So yes, I'll be back into that at some stage. Look at that, that is absolutely perfect. This is Professor. Hello, how you doing? Didn't get a notification you were live. I just realised that you should be. How are you this morning? I'm doing good, thank you. It was a very late decision whether I was going to stream this morning. I deliberately didn't put a post up to say I was going live, or didn't schedule the stream until first thing this morning because I didn't know if I was going to get on. Actually, we've got space for 2 more on there, so we've only got 40 bales on there. Yeah, 40. We actually didn't quite fill it up. That's fine. Right, let's go. We might head on over. What are we going to do with all of these? I don't think I need them all. We go and sell. We'll go and sell this load, I reckon. We might keep the ones out of the other field. Look. Straw. Price for it. 33 bucks. Hey, it's money. Or straw, it's money. What's going to replace the Kettle Farmer series? I don't know yet, Lucas. Don't know. Don't know. Hey, Days, how you doing? Good evening, mate. Welcome along. Hope you're having a nice Saturday. And I hope the weekend's gone well. Alright, we're actually going to have to go the long way to get into this field. I don't think taking this big long trailer through the ditch and everything up here is going to be the best choice. What happened to the 5-minute farmer? It's on the list of things to try and do again, simulation farms. I've just been trying to, and we talked about it the other day too, just trying to find the right map for it. And the time to put into it. I was going to do it on Court Farms and do it as a contractor, but some other guy beat me to doing a contractor type series on Court Farms, so we left that to him. Seeing all the views and new subs and everything he got out of it, kind of kicking myself. Hey, is what it is. It was an awesome series, the 5-minute farmer. It's funny actually. A lot of you regulars and a lot of people sort of really enjoyed it. I've got a lot of great comments from it, but it's also one of those ones where it started off with a hiss and a roar, like in terms of views, and then you almost see this steady decline over the series, and I don't know. I've been trying to sort of pinpoint why that might have been. Don't get too far across the side of the road, or you're going to end up with a truck in the ditch. This trailer's about as big as you'd want to have on this map at the moment, I suggest. Right. Probably also going to have that problem where Bale sell point is not as long as the trailer is. I'm going to have to do this twice. We might have to just be clever. Ah, I've just unloaded them to the trailer. Oh, that'll work. I think that's going to work better than unloading them to the ground, because as I said, the trigger's not full. 6, 7, 12 grand? That's alright, isn't it? not going to complain. Might not be 100% realistic, but I tend to like to make silage or compost from straw that you don't need. Yeah. I like the compost idea, Grenade Racer. I tend to use it to add out any TMR mixtures. It's cheap and easy to make, and you can stretch your other ingredients a bit further. We're hauling. Look at that flex as the trailer bounces over. Whoop, whoop. I just love this road through here. Nice little map. Distributor too busy trying to look into the field. Focus on where we were going. Not bad, Dad. Thanks. Last day the geese are looking forward to normality returning. Been working on editing a V-Red mod to replace the I've had on the server soon. Ah, interesting. How about yourself? Yeah, just a typical weekend. Kids football yesterday. Football training today. That's about it. What about American Falls? So I did look at that for something else. Simulation Farms. I did have that in mind for something. Then I kind of with all the... when you get dragged into all the drama with Lancey Boy or anything, so kind of just parked it for a while. It's an option. FSG stole your thunder, the nerve. All good. I don't know, I wanted to, because I haven't done any logging for ages, I did actually even think about getting back and doing a logging type series, so a few things in mind. Alright. Oh, come all the way down here to use the field entrance and then just about miss it. Where is our baler? I was going to say, where is our baler? They're actually stuck. Like on a bale. Right, we'll go and grab the front loader and fix that. She stole my idea. Yeah, that's it, Bo. That's it. Cheek of him. Ever considered it needed a kegs? No, I have not. I have not. Do another forestry map or even do a smaller farm like Purbeck. That's to replace the cattle farmer. We did Purbeck in 2019. It was the second ever map I did a series on. A long time ago now. Time ago. Feels like a long time. Oh, it is a long time. It is. Close to home or frontier for the 5-minute farmer. So the key for the 5-minute farmer is to find a map with really small fields. I'm just trying to remember. So I was thinking of using the Italia Emil map. The auto load turned on. Oh, Bale is not supported. Silly it is, so let's get this truck. Cool. Tractor in the way. Right. Okay. Can park the truck somewhere a little bit more sensible. Side of the hill is probably not the best place for it. Yeah, close to home looks cool, isn't it? It does have some nice small fields on it. That's an idea. But yeah, I had thought about doing the Teller Amelia, or even the Castle New map, and actually having like doing some grapes or some olives or something like that for something different. This series of his you've watched after seeing him on Hannah with me. Ah, here you go. Always have 1 million or so litres of loose straw. I reckon we'll be at 1 million so litres soon. We're not going to be far off having 1 million or so litres left once we've done this, I don't think. Valley Spring is a really good map with small fields, would suit 500 farming. Yeah, it's a good call too, Logstar. A few of them out there, isn't there? I wanted to try, because we've done, what if we done a Osada, which is, was that a Polish map? Then we've obviously done Griffin. So Griffin, Indiana was just a little bit too big for the 5-minute farmer. I need something that sort of you can do the tasks in 45 minutes or so. And Griffin was taking longer than that, which sucked. I lost the small vibe of it, and I was having to really stretch to get things done, so. But yeah, Baling Spring would be good. It's like a pretty good weekend. Also made the mistake of loading up the 22 version of Homeworld, and man, it's tempting to play that. The hills are too good. Not wrong. I need to move the truck down to one end or the other of this field now. Otherwise, we're going to be driving everywhere. The only reason I said why not do a smaller farm series is because most of the time you do bigger farms. Yeah, I understand. No idea, Lucas. No idea. Do I ever join other people's discords? I'm in heaps of other people's discord simulation farms. I feel it's I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, but I don't feel like I can contribute to them, and I just don't keep up with them. Like, I've got probably 50 discords I'm in, and I'd probably only read 5 of them, or look at 5 of them frequently. It's very hard to, I find it very difficult to filter all the chatter out and just, you know, get the key parts. I don't know if there's a more efficient way to do it, but get the truck and bring it down this way. Jake, brake on your truck sounds a bit sick, does it? How do you join Yos? 10 months, mate. Thank you very much for that. Black Magic. Join this one. You've got to be as cool as the guy driving the John Deere with the baler. He's cosplay cool. Is this console? Absolutely, Keeks. Absolutely. I saw a short popped up the other day. It had 125,000 views on it, and it's a young farm sim community member, someone who has a passion for farm sim, with a 10-second video calling out all modders to make more mods for console. At 125,000 views. Sitting in the back seat of his parents' car, leading with modders to make more console mods. What about this map you're on? This map would be too big for 5-minute farmer. Way too big. You have a look at the fields. So ideally, you know, these smaller fields, like 24, 23, 19, 20, that'd be alright. And 21 would work. In 2, maybe 1 at a stretch, but anything bigger than that, it's just going to take way too long. And probably it's probably a little bit too spread out. The key to making the 5-minute farmer is to do them, well, what I've found so far with it is to try and be regular with the content. And to do that, you need to have stuff you can just jump in and do something. There's too many channels. You're right. Hey, Legion, how you doing? What if you took the 5-minute farmer in a random direction each week, a different job or different map for the job? Snow clearing, verge cutting, showcases loads of things to do in farm sim. Could do. Could do. Not against that as an idea. Moving time again. There's too many channels. There is. Good to see you, Legion. That's why you hide most of them. Sax thought farms with medium-sized equipment would be nice. Again, like I thought I'd pick medium-sized equipment with Griffin kegs, and it still took a long time to do things. Interestingly, even like Osada, because I had such a small mower and baler, doing the grass work actually on Osada took a long time. Certainly a good sized map to do it on. All this chatter though, and you guys seem pretty passionate about the 5-minute farmer. We do need to do it again. Just don't allow us chatter. Serious talk only. Most of the server chat is on topic because we have the same issue with Discord servers, just ignore most of it. Yeah, like yeah, your multiplayer server is fantastic because it is just chat about the multiplayer server, and like logging leagues just chat about logging league. It's very little general banter, which is where I think like ones that have, you know, a Discord that has a specific purpose like that tends to be pretty good, but it's so easy to just end up with a whole lot of white noise in it. Filtering out the relevant information is difficult. Whee. Go way through there. Miss that bale there. We've almost got more bales off the other field than this one. What is this? Yeah. Not because I think they it's not from here. 37 in that one and 24 in that one. That one's got 3 in it. Figure out which one's bigger. Muting certain channels and server folders can help. Then there's really no point being in them as the grenade racer. You might as well just leave them if you're going to mute them. You know the quiz, you did say there would be another one of them, but I don't see another one. You know that quiz took me about 6 months to plan and put together, Lucas. So there might be another one. And I've already made 50 questions, I don't know how I'm going to get another 50. And if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Lucas, I think there was only 10 people who did the all 5 rounds. So it felt like a lot of effort to go for very little community engagement. I was hoping to get a little bit more than that, so. What's going on? Ooh. Oh. That for skill. Made 11 Discord servers. You've done your part. Thank you, Yos. Your service has been noted. What happened to Fringe Farmer? It's not happened yet, Lucas. Fringe Farmer fell off. I feel like you're just going through my old series and asking what's happened to them. One of them Dutch maps. It has been plenty of good ones. There's lots of German maps that'll be perfect and all sorts. 5 hectare or smaller fields, I guess, would be ideal then for the 5-minute farmer. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The smaller the better. Even really small ones, and it means I can work in 2 fields in an episode rather than just having one. I think that was what was good about the first 5-minute farmer, is I could actually work in, like, I'd spray 3 fields in one episode, so you actually saw different parts of the map, saw the spraying getting done, rather than like Griffin, Indiana was just, we're in this map, we're in this field and we're working in this same spot the whole time. With massive amount of mods, just not as good or cool as PC because console's so limited. Our Bale is stuck in a tree. I get good help these days. Finding if it's 22 on a bit of a lull. No, you're 100% right, Legion. I felt the same almost since FarmCon. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I agree. Kind of in that the honeymoon phase is over, and now it's how do you keep it fresh? What do you do to keep it fresh? Yeah, burly old bloke in there, AI worker B. No idea what he's doing. 7 minutes of work left and he just decides to park up in the trees. Might as well do it at oops. Yep. It's the one thing I find with this controller is I do tab between vehicles inadvertently quite frequently. It's that messy bit down there to finish off, so we'll try and take care of it. Do it ourselves. Not going to go around and pick up all the bits they missed either. Worth the time. Hey, Pleasant View Farms, how are you? Nice to see you. Even I miss bits when I'm trying to read chat at the same time. Good cause you're busy in the background so you get to finish it. Yeah. And huge thank you to you for your help too, Legend. Appreciate it. Do a quiz on your old videos, but tell people that it's going to be about them so that you get a bunch of views on your older content. I like the way you think, Dazed. Just so you really like that series. Fair enough, Lucas. Fair enough. Hey, Dusty Fox. Good morning. Or good afternoon. Or good evening. Whatever it is, wherever you are. Survival challenge for the 5-minute farmer. Survival in 5 minutes would be very hard to do, wouldn't it? Today I cut down 3 trees and I made $500. Even smoke under a shady tree. Typical, right though, eh? He's got 5 minutes of work left and he goes for smoko. Union said this is what time I had to stop. Oh, I missed that. Except it keeps on popping on and off a mod hub. Sariola is a good 4x with mostly 5 hectare fields. Haven't heard of that one. Road Racer. Hey Mark, how you doing mate? Good to see you. Welcome. There's an update to a very special mod coming. Got to test it over the week that is making me think of a new start on a map. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to think what it might be. Very special mod. Seems the quality expected of maps is pretty high, so it's taking long for mappers, you would suggest. Without the multiplayer server, you wouldn't be able to stick with FS as much as you do, especially since a lot of the realism mods are missing, such as the manure hose mod. I don't know. I honestly can't put a finger on what exactly it is about it. Honestly can't figure it. Yeah, I guess you're going to be getting busy in a bit, so I better go. Have been. Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here, Lucas. You have a good rest of your day. And we'll chat again soon. You started fresh on Frontier, so much stuff on this map. That's like it's stuff like Frontier, and I. You know, hands up, I haven't looked at it, and other than seeing what people are doing on it, and but it's things like that map which do bring fresh ideas. I think help to keep things fresh. You know, Ola's map close to home, literal sandbox. So I thought ages ago a cool map idea would be to do carpet farming, where instead of having a ground texture like this, you actually had like a carpet texture. Felt like you were in like a 1970s living room with some paisley carpet or something like that. And that was actually what the base ground textures were. And instead of having a sun, you had a ceiling, and you had walls, and I don't know, you went through different rooms, so your living room might have some fields, and then you go through a door to get into the other fields. I always thought that'd be a cool map idea, but I could if I'd ever have the ability to make that and make it work. But yeah, actually make it look like you're driving around in a 1:16 scale tractor in a living room. Ola's kind of captured that a little bit with his close to home and the sandbox. Pretty cool. Even logging seems cool. Does it, Defeat? That's why I was thinking about getting back and doing like a whole marker type logging style that I did previously. Or even back to like the mining in Elk Mountain, just to freshen things up. Change it up. I think it's because the game feels empty. Everything they added has just kind of been more of the same. While everything looks good, like new maps, there's not much new gameplay. It's a challenge though, isn't it? Like, they add new stuff, like, okay, grapes and olives, people ask for new crops and new things, so they give us grapes and olives, but hand on heart, how many people have actually spent as much time harvesting grapes and olives as they have driving a combine? So much info, but I started with maize plus maize silage all over the map. Does maize silage break the does maize plus break all the field types, does it? Funny. In the end, there's a lot of everything, but everything's too shallow. Cut off that bloody message. Damn 200 character limit. Be more succinct with your conversation, Taste. Five-minute logging. Oh, we just about got a deer. Yeah, just about got a deer. Right, are we gonna be in this situation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we actually gonna get every bale on this again or not? Can't do this 2 fields in a row. I know, we've got a couple more over there. No, we've only got... We had room for 5, so if those 5 had have worked, it would have been perfect. Have a look at Frontier then, has all of that aspect. Rock Mountain series was cool. The reason I wanted to do the logging is I never win the Platinum expansion Platinum Premium, whatever one it is, came out last year. I never actually really played with the logging a huge amount. Well, I've used the yarders, I never really invested time into them. One of the growing pains is the 3-year release. 2-year probably is a good happy medium, but now they have this longer time to keep adding. But I think what we're saying though about that Jayhawk is there wasn't enough change between a 2-year release between 19 to 22 to make it a hugely different game. I think that's part of the problem. If this was so different that you'd never go back to 19, I mean, I haven't gone back to 19, but I'm playing on a map that I played that was a 17 map that got ported and made to the 19, and I'm now playing it on 22 because I enjoyed it, so I might as well just still be playing 19. Haven't even least anything to do with Grapes and Olives Legion. Alright, it's a full truck. What are we going to do here? What do we got left? Like 4 bales? 3 bales? Exactly, it is farming. It's not going to change a huge amount. Grapes and Olives with the greenhouse mod. Mace Plus breaks a lot of stuff, but it is a great mod. Agreed. Like productions and trees and water. Elk Mountain style series would be perfect for that map. Right, we got what, 3? What did I say? 3 bales. Let's try this. I'm just a grumpy old man, so it doesn't matter anyhow. Don't do short messages, damn it. If it's not over-explained, it's not a message from me. Other issues with grapes and olives, it's so expensive to add them, so it's really hard to start with them. You've only had about 4 maps with them on already. Yeah, it's a valid point, I suppose. The equipment's expensive too, but I don't know the last time I started a game playing with just the base game equipment, everything that the... Oh, don't do that. Everything that the map maker gave us. Goodness. .99% of the time, I will be adding money in and setting up a farm with the equipment I want to play with. Looked at Frontier, nice map, plenty to do, but not for you. So it's a good thing, you know, there's a map that's got lots of options, lots of things to do. Are those bottom forks actually do anything? Let's see. Kind of like that. Alright, there we go. That'll work. It's the thing though, eh? The one good thing, well, one of the good things about the game, I won't say one good thing, but one of the good things about the game is it does add a whole lot of stuff that other people enjoy. Might not be for you, but if you look at the community at the moment, there's plenty of people who have found it interesting. Thompson needs a competitor that pushes the realism. Yeah, I can see your point. you know, that's where a lot of the sim racing stuff's got really good, isn't it? But sim racing's, you know, it's not open world like this is. It is just, but yeah, you got to think like Assetto Corsa and iRacing and whatever else there is out there's really pushed each other along for the realism. One thing I learned from the potato mod pack is that there's a big demand for more involved processing to farm, so if they added more depth to existing features, it would do a lot. So people are prepared to invest that time in it. It amazes me how many hours people put into maps. Like if you're just playing it for the sake of playing it, people put a huge amount of hours. Like, ridiculous amount. Doing something like, you know, moving around hundreds of potato boxes isn't a chore for them. They just do it because they enjoy doing it. So yeah, I think you're quite right there with that. You are quite right. Now I'm going to tell you all to close your eyes, because I think what we might do, stack all our straw in here. I might do through the door. What's the trigger for this door? On the outside, is it? Oh, we're just going to back the trailer in there and unload it. So let's go find the truck. Potato pack doesn't even add that much depth, but it has now got over 500,000. Nice. Have you got a plaque? Get the mod plaque yet? I saw someone get the 125,000 one. Hope you have. Get Flint Hills over to Junior 2 plus my fruit fell apart says that too. I think they made a mistake in all the wide area of things, but not deep near the things they had. Hey, Bearsden Gaming, how are you? Nice to see you, mate. Welcome along. I could have overloaded the trailer too. Grenade Racer. That would have been a sound solution. Could be my next series idea, base game equipment bow, you reckon? Do you know within the first episode I'd get... There's a mod that makes that easier. Equipment setup takes forever. Oh, it does it what? Does it what? Don't get me started on how many different things I've set up equipment wise and never done anything with. I actually almost enjoy that more. Like Palouse I've set up, I spent hours setting up Palouse and you haven't even seen the second farm yet. Alright, let's see if we can do this. So one thing I haven't got used to is turning the right way for reversing with this wheel on the controller. Variably seem to go exactly the wrong way every time. Alright, hey, it's the Stickman. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. See you. Alright, let's see. Now, reset once. Go across, get right across against. Bloody bales. Magic bales. Many an hour stacking bales on this shed, so I think I've earned the right to cheat for once. That look. Perfect. Got a little bit closer, but that's alright. That'll do. Alright, let's leave that in there. We'll leave the baler over. We're going to go mow some grass. I think 250 hours on UMRV is your highest amount right now. What would be my highest? So my highest was when I was just playing the game before I started doing content creation. I had like 250 hours on Shamrock Valley and about 200 hours on Lone Oak. Those would have been my 2 most played maps when I started doing the whole content thing. I would have been close to that probably on this map. Just thinking about it, like Canadian Cattle Farm is getting up there. 150 hours I think probably on that. Maybe even more. Cool. Alright, let's go grass mowing. Let's go and do these fields down a bit further down the back. You can see a different part of the map. There's our cows sitting in there, doing their things. I think I needed to wait on the back. Probably. You earned your plaques last year and then got them ordered, but still no news on ever getting them. Kind of given up on ever seeing them. Hey Corpnut, how you doing? Love the Jake break. It sounds good, doesn't it? 5-minute farm build. Five-minute farm build would be hard to try and not make it all jerky and jumpy and things. Are you talking about Palouse being Crazy Hill map? You're right there. Back to grapes and olives. Why didn't one of the base maps include several fields with grapes and olives? It does, doesn't it? Doesn't Erlen have grapes and olives base game or not? I've been too busy talking, I've neglected my caffeine. Is our grass even ready to mow? It is. Look. The page. Can I find my... On. This way. Oh no, it is ready to harvest. Okay. Just chicken, just chicken. Back to no, Snick saying I may or may not have something coming up in the future, more details hopefully soon. Nice. Look forward to hearing what you're up to, what you got planned. You know, you should just do the contract idea, who cares if ESG's doing it. Oh, I agree, yeah. And he said the same thing to me, mate. He said exactly the same thing to me. He's like, everyone else is going to do it, just do it as well. Now I like, how are we going to do this? Let's do it that way. Actually do an offset. I was going to do it without an offset, but that's something to do when you're running courseplay or something. This is a mower that doesn't get enough love. I like this mower. In my opinion, anyhow. Yeah, so did it? No, I can't remember now. Came out the grapes and olives on any base game maps. You'd watch both, no problems. Oh, I know they'd both be different, but yeah, maybe we do. We'll see. Whoopie days, that fence wasn't here last time. Who put that thing there? Or was it? Maybe it was. Was, but I don't know how we access that side of the pond. There'll be a gate somewhere. You did it as a contract, same map as FSG, different point though. Been pulled away from farms in the last few weeks now with Baldur's Gate 3 being released. Are you enjoying that? Yeah? Not my kind of game. My kind of game. Then I played a game called Labyrinth last night with some mates. It's a, well, you can do it single player, but it's kind of, it's a horror game which has it can be played in VR or not. It's kind of, you're stuck in a maze and you've got to solve these puzzles and find things. And there's like zombies and that walking around. It was real cool. So we started off playing and we were in Discord chat, and then we're like, actually this kind of sucks because if you got split up from someone else in the dark, you can still talk to them. So we actually ended up using the in-game chat feature, which is proximity chat. That was so much better. Like if you got separated from them, you literally had no idea where anyone was. It's quite cool. Put 200 hours on Frankenmuth. Impressive, Billy, impressive. 300 plus on Lone Oak and over 350 on Oakfield. Nice. David, now that you've played a week or two with the wheel, you start to feel you can drive more smooth, or you still need to get used to it? No, definitely can drive more smooth. Still getting used to parts of it. Bits and pieces, and there's things that I do that, like, so that's a good example, is I can't adjust my cruise control on the controller like I used to be able to. So just there I had to use the keyboard. I think what I really need is to make more use of Sim Dashboard. Build some of those, but yeah, no, that's good. I'm enjoying it. In fact, yeah. So working in here, and this is probably going to be a good example. Just being able to be very precise as you steer around a corner like that, and hold your finger. Like previously in a controller, it would have been, I might have had to be quite jerky, but especially on like a curve like this, which is such a subtle curve, and I only need a really minimal amount of input, or when it tightens, it's pretty cool. It works, yeah, it just works really, really nicely. One thing I found out is you can see the light there's lit up. If I press some button mapping button, it swaps to that. So you could conceivably have something mapped two different ways and change on the fly. So you could use the steering wheel for doing something else, or I don't know how it might work in a good way. But I'm still trying to figure out what I could do to make button mapping a useful function. But jump and cab, so you get a really good idea. Just being able to do those really fine inputs on the steering wheel, you can see how much the steering wheel is changing. I never used to be able to do that in a controller. Controller would have been flick, flick. To do that, you just better flick it just a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Works very nicely. Could set the second mapping for turning the wheel into cruise control. I could. Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of need to look at it almost like what is it that I'm missing in certain stages that I could swap it and make it work? Because it'd be like having two screens on a Sim Dashboard or something like that. But, yeah, I use the back buttons a lot. So when I was doing the loading, I was using those two back buttons. Oops, those two for my L1 and R1. So it makes it easy for raising and lowering the front loader. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyhow, I know I've fallen behind things a long way, but got to 800 hours on Homeworld and 19, then turned it into a service. I'm not sure what the real end hours were. Oh, it's nuts dazed. Whee! Don't turn too fast though. Like oak trees. You can run that mower without an offset. Can't figure out how to do offset in GPS. Yeah, so that's L1, and you can run it like that. That's parallel behind. I used to use that for course play all the time. Or like you say, with GPS. Or you can run it with an offset on the other side. Then you miss bits. So you do funny things like move it over to get what you missed. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's good from that sense. So that's that was using L1 and the right stick, but it's any of the other controls, whatever you want to call them. I think just No Man's Land has grapes. I think. No Man's Land's not a base game. No. There's a few maps come out now, like the Amelia extension and Castle Node, and even the Yarra Valley map that came out recently that had grapes on it. The wine growing region in Australia. Unless I missed something else with your comment, and then I apologise. You love your Baldur's Gate games, and playing them since the very first one came out in the 90s. It's a great video game, and it's really based on Dungeons & Dragon rules, so it feeds the need inside you. Fair enough. Yeah, see, Dungeons & Dragons and World of Warcraft and those kind of games, they're not ones I've ever got into. You've been playing EV Online the last week with some buddies. Nice. I've heard some interesting stories about that, mainly from ESAB, about the amount of hours and time you can sink into that game. They've been two favourite maps. Hey Tatu, how you doing? Settings side. Got the same keyboard as you, Blogster. Is your control key broken and now held on by BlueTack as well? Logitech G413. Logitech, if you're listening, I need a new keyboard. I'd like a new mouse, preferably wireless. What mod is this besides Vermeer? Well, it's just the base. It's the one in Vermeer, the Vermeer pack. Team 1410. So it comes in the DLC. Cool. I think it's the only one that came in the DLC pack. It really got me because my friend laughed at my little wheel. Haha, anyway, you can have a second map, but leave the driving control the same. Yeah, swap your button with log processing, setup, or guidance steering. Yeah, you could. Absolutely. You could drive exactly the same way, keep those, and you could just map it. And it's all done in Thrustmaster. Have software you do it all in. It's all done in that. Pretty intuitive. It's actually funny you talk about that, David. I saw a video of some guy who made a steering wheel out of like laser cut timber and wood, and it mounted. He got like a it's on a PlayStation controller, and he got like the bearing out of a fidget spinner, and he put that on the middle and made that to turn the steering wheel, and he glued this thing on and had all these little cogs and all sorts of things which went between the stick for the steering, and he made it so you could turn. It's pretty clever. Pretty clever. I'm going to make some hay out of this, so we'll probably get this mowed. I have to be mindful of time because I need to have my football in about an hour. Got about a 15-20 minute drive, so, and I need some food. So while you drive, you can change controls, set up course, and go back to normal. Yeah, you can, exactly. All on the fly. Yarra Valley map's about an hour from where you live. Is that right, Blogstar? So my I was talking to the guy who made the Yarra. He's been in chat a couple of times. And my uncle and auntie live in Healesville, which is at the top of the Yarra. He was saying the train that he's got in there is set to the destination for the train is Healesville. Hopefully you'll be able to use some dashboard on console in the farming simulator. Highly unlikely to ever be able to get that, Billy. Although in saying that, I know that there is some, doesn't Gran Turismo or some of the racing games have an API that you can connect and use peripherals with or get data out of? I'm trying to remember now. I thought I'd done it with something. I've seen it done. Oh, we're struggling up that hill there. Why is that suddenly lost power? I wasn't doing that before, was it? Need to make coffee, have a good feed. Thanks, Corp. Thank you. I have to make myself another coffee before we go. Grab a travel mug, takeaway mug. Have one for the road. Off for now. Thanks for the fun and don't forget to like the stream. Thank you, Days. Nice to have you here, mate. Nice chat. Always fun just to chew the fat with you all. Talk about the good, the bad and the ugly. Look forward to getting some more hours on the Oaks too, now that we're just about into spring. Big plans. Big plans. Seen everything even with cardboard. I'm not surprised to be some pretty clever things. You change cruise map to LB, RB and right stick. So I could probably change the cruise controls to like LB and using the steering input, but I don't know whether holding that down and changing the steering at the same time would override the steering. That's the hard part, is I can change all the mapping in the Thrustmaster controller, Thrust Mapper software, but I can also then change the mapping, the button mapping in game too, so a little bit of a challenge. Amon, are you ready for football? Got your shin pads and drink bottle? Can you get those ready? Okay, please. Puffing Billy. Nice. You use it for Gran Turismo on your PS5. So can you use some dashboard on your PS5 with Gran Turismo? That's pretty cool. Does it just output data though? That's what I'm trying to remember. Or can you use it to control inputs on screen? I haven't played another one of those games I've had for ages and I've hardly put any time into. Love me my Gran Turismo though. That was my, apart from Billy Kid and Miracle World or whatever it was on Master System 2. Turismo was my first true gaming. It's the reason I got a PlayStation to start with. We're going to my uncle's place when he had it, and we sat down and played. I was racing like a Subaru Legacy wagon around Dark Forest or something like that. I thought this is cool. Now you go back to PS1 graphics and you go, how on earth did I ever think this was cool? But in the early 90s it was pretty cool. Changed pretty quick too. Not much you can do on the oaks at the moment until your crops are ready to harvest. Did you plant before did you plant winter crops, did you, Bo? Oh, you've inherited the farm that had crops on it, didn't you? We had pre-planted crops. I was thinking of Corknut with his farm. Don't you make me hungry, Yoss. Pancakes. Cheers, Blogstar. Have a good one, mate. Nice to see you. We've got 41 people watching, 42 likes, so make sure you've dropped a thumbs up if you haven't already, folks. You could get us to 50 likes, that'd be cool. Done it the last couple of weeks, so let's try and keep the trend up. Awesome. Awesome. This is another field in 19. I had that as grass over that side. Was it? I think it was grass by default. I didn't make it grass. Righto, yeah. Default grass, but... good to see something different. You're a bit stuck at the moment. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I'm eyeing up a field purchase if I can, but got a pre-planted crop in it too, which isn't a bad thing. But of course you miss all the yield optimization, things like that. Would be a case actually. This would be an interesting fact. If you were to take out a loan, I'm just thinking this through. I'm thinking out loud. If you were to take out a loan to buy a field which had a crop already planted in it, but the full field prep hadn't been done on the crop, would you be better off ploughing the crop in and putting all the inputs in of maximizing your yield? So plough, stone removal, making sure your pH levels are fine, planting a crop that then has, you know, full fertilizer, or would you just suck it up and go, there's a crop in there, I'm not going to invest any time or money into it, and I'll just take the I'll probably in the castle probably take the lesser income when it comes harvest time, even though it's a field you've taken a loan out to buy? Or would you be better off investing that time into making it as good as you can? Always night when you log in, which is tricky. What time are you logging in, Bo? Honestly, log in, the map is set up perfectly for us to log in the evenings. Jump on in the evenings, perfect time. Or should we be back before we go, because I'll be taking it. Or we can mow the, I don't know if that was marble, because go around an extra time then. I didn't know whether that was going to be the painted grass, the acorn grass, which gives us anything off it. Very hard to see where the fence is. It's mostly trees. So harvest whatever it is first. Money is money. Fertile and harvest. Just try and maximise your fertiliser and then harvest it. So for your reference, Legion, I'm keeping an eye on that field next to where we had our canola, which is about the same sized. Trying to see if it ever comes up on the because we've got the variable field prices mod in there. Trying to see if it ever comes up with like 20% discount on it. In which case I was going to take the benefit of having a 1% loan for the next 12 months. Buy it. See what happens. You're sucking it other than putting fert on. So fair enough. Assuming you mean the field's ready to harvest and then start. If you can do that things, I'd do it. No, so at the moment it's only sort of first stage growth or second stage growth, so it's certainly not ready. If it was ready to harvest, I'd definitely just harvest it. I wouldn't go to the effort of ploughing it up. But of course, seasonal growth as well. You got to, you know, if you're using seasonal cycles, you got to bear that in mind too. Lots to think about. You logged in about half an hour ago. There you go. Yeah, log in our evenings is the best time. Our evenings is perfect for us. Agree with Yoss. Try to fert and harvest, but it would depend on crop and sell price at the time of harvest. Yep. The consensus is don't plough in a crop that's already planted. Right. There a gate? There is a gate there, isn't there? What's the time? Let's go in and mow this a little bit. And I reckon that'll just about do us for today. I do still want to mow the other field down by the farm, and there's one more to mow as well, but I'm going to get to that. Gate out of the way. Which way are we offset? You're laughing at, DK? What you laughing at? Onk. The other thing I found is a second round farm. A lot of the smaller reasonably priced fields have already been bought. Even as a first year farmer, no one's bought any new fields yet. Put it that way. everyone is just working with the fields they started out with. So you have not been disadvantaged in any way at all. The only thing you've missed out on really is that first year of income. Will set you behind a little bit, but yeah, the only difference with us starting out is we kind of got a choice of which farms we wanted. But that is the one thing with the map, is that the field prices are pretty high. Going to make it pretty hard to expand, but we're going to take a little bit of a calculated risk, I think. A little bit of a calculated gamble on ours. Go big or go home, bro. That's it. Maximize it. Take out the biggest mortgage you can and just go for it. Plan to buy a field, do the contracts for it. So we're not doing contracts on oaks. Yos. Well, with that info, put the inputs and try to get the yield up as high as possible. I know you can fert until ready to harvest, but liming is a bit odd. Yep. It's really the ploughing and pH that you won't get, isn't it? Any of the other, the stone removal and ploughing, yeah. Rolling. I'll bet with a better price on field. Yeah, I know, right? Keep watching, keep watching. Can I do this for an hour, Bob? I'd love to do this for an hour, but I am doing it for another 7 or so minutes, just enough to get this field finished. Then I need to run. Places to be. It's your bedtime, Bob. Alright, goodbye. Nice to see you. Yeah, 0 contracts unless it's another player. That's the one. The one thing I had thought would be cool contracts to do is the supply contracts. Because they always pay out really well, but you have to have the product or have the target of a product, and you've got a limited time to do them. My memories serves me right. Lime's no problem to put on. Right, but it's just around whether that's something you would actually do as lime a crop after it's been planted, isn't it? How realistic are we going to be? Still have a bit of working capital trying to decide as to whether to invest in a combine or not. We'll put it this way, Bo, if you were to invest in a combine, you'd be able to capture a bit of market, because I think Anson's the only other combine on the map, and there's what, 7 farms now? 6 farms? So there's a good chance of some contract work. I don't have a combine. You know, I paid $5 grand for my field to get combined, or just to lease the combine. I still do all the labour. So you could be the new kid on the block and come and disrupt the world order. Or you could come in and be a duopoly and rig the market. Do whatever you like. You've attracted with narrow tyres and lime spreader. You offering your services for me, DK? You're happy just being a helper. What a helper you are too, Legion. Star of the show. You'll have to we'll have to get some more of your worker cam going this time around. Have a good rest of your weekend. Same to you, David. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend doing whatever it is you are doing. I'm going to go out and brave the damp, cold weather and got my son's football team trained. This is the one team I don't coach of his, but I've offered to be a parent help, so I'll go there and pick up cones and wave my arms around like I think I know what I'm doing. Glad I was able to watch most of your stream. Have a good rest of the day. See you on Lego Wednesday. Thanks, Mrs. Professor. Yes. I'm actually going to put a post up on the community. I'm just curious as to whether people enjoyed it or not, having the Lego. I know it kind of, the screen got detracted a little bit from the farming and was more focused on the Lego, but I enjoyed it. I had fun building it. What I want to do, but always keen to get feedback and ideas. We're also talking over that server a little bit more too. If we can resolve the crash issue we had. Oh goodness, just on the power band there. Just about out of power. You off to Kegs? Thanks for hanging out with us, mate. Oh. I have to pick that a little bit. So nice to be able to manipulate that mower like that. Alright, well that's all ready for hay now. Those two fields. And we'll do the same in the other ones. We're going to have a decent amount of hay. I want to get some TMR mixed, so. Get to fold up. Gate open. Tractor's a bit dirty. It's alright. Alright, we'll go and park up at the next field we're going to mow. We'll go to this one and we'll leave it there. Your wife would start watching if there was more Lego. Is that right, Bo? Worker cam will be fully operational this time around. Nice, Legion. I like it. Still love the flutter on the fabric skirts and that on the Mars. Cool little addition. Right, 6 more likes. Can you double check those thumbs up, people? If you haven't, I would appreciate it. I know you can do it. So a little field down here that we're going to do, and then we've got the one at the front. I like this map too because there's areas like that if you want to get in and use like a brush hog or something and do some brush cutting and roleplay that kind of stuff. You know, down here around the waterway and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's leave that there. Turn things off. And we're done. So, happy resty weekend. Appreciate you guys all hanging out with me today. I really enjoyed the chat actually. I'm pleased I got up and did it. I was honestly, when I went to bed last night, I thought this isn't going to be a good idea, but it's been a blast. I've had fun. Thank you to Doug early on for that huge $20 super chat. Appreciate the support. Everyone else is in here. If you're a channel member, you've got that green next to your name or the little logo. Thank you all very much. You guys are wonderful. Everyone else who's joined in today, thank you all so much for the chat and everything like that. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm loving being back here on No Creek Farms. It's such a cool little map. So thanks to Squash Monkey who did the conversion and everyone who helped him out. Cool to have that here. And we're there. Second account for the 50. Nice. Thanks, Legion. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys have a safe rest of your weekend and hopefully we'll catch you live again during the middle of the week. Otherwise, we'll be back next Saturday. Sunday, my Sunday, your Saturday, whatever it is where you are. So enjoy, take care, catch you soon. Bye.